Dude, we had a dude, he would give you $10 to look at his butt, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, when I was yeah, you said there's a lot of world records that were broken in the shooting of this series.
Yeah, 40 Guinness World Records.
Wow.
Yeah, we have like so many plaques now that we have up on our wall. I'm basically making a wall out of Guinness plaques just from the show.
What are some of the records you guys broke?
Most contestants ever in a show, largest cash prize in a show, most cameras recording at once in a show, most people, which you saw, and a show like most money given away in the first episode of a show, just like stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's the most people probably since 9/11, I would think.
Oh my gosh.
And we might have to take that out. Yeah, and I shouldn't have said that. I'll say something else. Yeah, I haven't seen that many people.
There's some integrity here, you know?
Yeah, you mentioned that when we were taping that you were surprised by some people's integrity.
Exactly. Know? Especially during this show, like I sometimes throw large, copious sums of money to eliminate other people, to like offer it to certain people, and they say no. And I was always just like, what the fuck?
Wow.
This is crazy.
Is there one age group or gender group or any demographic you can give me on who it seems like after doing a lot of challenges where you've gotten to see some integrity?
No, it's pretty. This is 10 episodes. If we watched it all, you would see
10 episodes of that.
Yeah, you would see that it's like pretty widespread across the board. I mean, maybe the women.
I don't think a senior citizen can. Some seniors can't make it through that.
You saw that one 70-year-old. She passed, which was
she passed away.
No, passed the challenge.
Oh God!
I hope she doesn't pass away before the show airs. That'd be bad.
No, I don't think people. Some seniors. I don't know if I would let one of my grandparents watch this.
Yeah,
just the levels of
your heart beating.
There's a lot.
Yeah, because there's 1,000 of them.
Right.
First, I gotta lay down the hammer, axe 900 of them or whatever, and then we can build them up.
Ah, I see.
And I definitely learned why no one ever does stuff with 1,000, because that's the most contestants ever. It's a lot to like, just everything is, 1,000 hotel rooms a night. You know what I mean? If the hotel room is $200, that's $200,000 a night in just hotel rooms, and you're feeding them, and even like every little thing is so expensive when you times it by 1,000. And then like to record 1,000 people, you need 1,000 cameras. Just to buy 1,000 cameras is a bitch. And then to hook all the cameras up to the server, we need like 56 miles of cable to run it over there. And then you need like fucking 250 camera people to check in on them. And so it's like, I know why people don't do reality shows at this scale, because it's so fucking expensive. What
was the total budget of this show?
I want to tell you, but can you just bleep it so it doesn't make it in?
For sure.
Okay.
Can we bleep it in some artistic way so it at least looks exciting?
No, just be like, what the fuck?
Or do this?
Sure, put that over my mouth. It was, we spent $.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I hope my mom's all right.
I didn't mean it. Don't cancel me.
No, I'm just trying to give some different... trying to give some different reactions. And where does your joy come from? Like you give away so much money. Do you feel like you're like making up for something in a past life? Or like, is there something that like, you didn't grow up with a lot of money,
No.
And so do you like, when you think back on little moments, like, did you see somebody give some money once and it made you feel excited? Or like, are you able to connect any of those dots as you get a little bit older and have some more breadth of time?
That's where I should come up with this, heart-throbbing story of like, I just want to, help people because I couldn't when I was younger or whatever. But the honest truth is, like, I know how to make content go viral. We're really good at making good content. And I just believe a world where I help people is just more fun than a world where I don't.
Dude, we had a dude, he would give you $10 to look at his butt, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, when I was when I was younger than I am now, for sure. He was a child. I don't want to say a child, but you just pretend I was a child, right? Because I was. And this guy would give you $10 to look at his butt, right? Not up close, far away, But it was like, so yeah, that guy could have given us a lot more.
Do you need to file a police report?
I have no idea, dude. But I'm just saying, it's like everybody has a game show and you're like, yeah, people, these prizes are cheap, That's what it was, kind of what I was getting at. Anyway, we can take that part out.
So you were on a game show and a guy gave you $10 to look at his butt.
We had a dude in our area, I'll be honest with you, he'd give you $10, he'd walk off a little bit, he kind of spread his butt a little bit, and you had to kind of go like that at him, and you got the money,
Okay.
So, but it wasn't close up, and it wasn't even super invasive. It was like, I get it's
How old were you at the time?
I was old enough to be like, hey, this guy's kind of a crazy guy, you know, but he's also cheap, you know? So probably 13, 12, 11 probably,
gosh.
you know? But anyway.
Are you sure you don't want to file a police report?
You're right, dude.
You sure you don't want to take care of that? He's not currently still offering 12-year-olds $10 licking his butt because we might want to put an end to that.
Yeah, you're right, actually. And maybe that's the type of game we can go to do next, is trapping guys like that, you know? $12 butt games. That's different. Anyway, I shouldn't have said anything like that. Just so our viewers know, right? I know you have the largest YouTube channel that exists, the most that they can have on there. You have more subscribers than I think people in America.
It's the American population. 334. Oh yeah, we're about the same. We're at 330. Yeah, so we're tied with America. Yeah, I guess. Or almost anything I do ends up on the internet, right? Like one time I was like at a drive. Every time I go to a drive-thru, it's like flipping a coin on whether or not someone's gonna go MrBeast, and then all the people in the background run to the window, and it's gonna be this thing that's kind of intense, or if it's just like a really, really old person. And I'm like always super happy when like I pull up to a drive-thru and it sounds like they're 50 because I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
But if they sound like they're in their 20s or 30s, it's brutal, because then it's like one time someone did that. They opened it. She was like, "You're MrBeast." I was like, "Yeah." And she goes to whip out her phone. I was like, "Hey, I don't want people to know when I'm driving. Like, we could chat, but just please no photos, because then if it goes viral, I'm gonna have to sell this car, and like it's just a lot of work."
God.
And she's like, "Okay." And then she goes to get the food, and she comes back, and I see just 10 other people that work. I won't even say the restaurant, but behind her coming up with their phones recording. I was like, I thought I could trust you. And I had to drive off before they handed me my food, because I was like, if I don't, they're going to start filming. People will see the car drive, blah, blah. And then it's funny. Like the next day I see on Reddit, MrBeast is an asshole, just drove off.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you forgot to tell the part where I was like, hey, please don't dox my car.
Yeah.
Just immediately leaves that whole thing out. And so there's a lot of that. Like, or another time I was at a restaurant. I don't even know who I was with, but someone paid for my food. And I was like, I asked for the bill. They're like, "Oh, someone paid for it." They're like, told me to tell you they like your videos. I was like, "Cool. How do I tip?" And they're like, "Oh, well, we don't have a bill." And I was like, "Okay." So I just laughed. And then the next day I see on the internet, "MrBeast stiffed me and didn't leave a tip," or whatever. And it's like, someone paid for my meal. I didn't get a bill. It's not like I carry cash.
Yeah.
So
and you get to a point also with popularity where you've also gone. You can't go back.
Yeah.
First of all, you can't unbeast yourself.
Well, I can unbeast myself. If I wear a beanie, I've noticed, like I've tried all sorts of outfits when I fly to see which ones get rid. If I put my bangs in a beanie and put that on, because I've never worn anything like that in my videos, the amount of photos I take go down like crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like, and then if I combo the beanie with like a pair of glasses, because I also have never worn glasses in my videos, it takes it down. So I've like studied it.
Okay.
Because like I used to just rock a hood, but that's kind of like suspicious. It's like, especially in places where it's not cold, people are like,
guy looks like a bank robber, but he's at United Airlines.
Actually,
how did you become, just so our listeners know, how did you become MrBeast, you know?
Yeah.
Was there at a point you were just a beast, and was there?
Yeah. So when I was probably 13 or 11, Xbox Live, I just was randomizing the name, and it gave me like the name MrBeast 6000. And so that was just like my Xbox gamer tag when I was playing Call of Duty.
So they gave you that. Did they ever come after you and try to claim any title to it?
Well, no, because it's just like a random name generator. They don't own it. But then, so then when I started a YouTube channel, I just called it MrBeast 6000. Yeah. And then everyone was just like, why the 6000? I was like, I don't know. And then I eventually just dropped it. And there's MrBeast. So that's kind of how it came about. But in terms of how I got where I am now, I started making videos when I was 11. Had no fucking clue what I was doing. They were absolute trash. And then no one watched them when I was 11. No one watched them when I was 12. No one watched them when I was 13. No one watched them when I was 14. No one watched them when I was 15. And then I started to get like, holy fuck, is anyone ever going to watch these? I'm like 4 years in. I'm like having depressive mental breakdowns because I'm pouring everything I have. But I mean, at the time, obviously everyone thinks the videos I make are great. And I thought I was making like insanely great videos, but they're just trash. And then 16, no one's watching them. 17's no one watching them. And I'm like, fuck. My whole life, I was just like, I just want to do YouTube. I need to make enough money by the time I graduate high school so I can do this, or I'm fucked. Because like I didn't have good grades or anything. And, we didn't have much money because my parents were over leveraged in 2008. there in the army, bought some properties, 2008, and then the recession or financial crisis hit, went bankrupt, lost everything. So like my mom was also like, fuck, my son's just gonna be
fuck,
homeless.
Get back in there.
Like just gonna be homeless, and she hates it. And so I finally 18, about to graduate high school. Still no one watches the videos. No one gives a fuck. I'm making
not even on graduation night.
Yeah, I remember it's just like my mom's like, all right, it's time to accept reality. Got to go to community college, got to get a degree. And I was just like, I didn't want to. 2 weeks into it, I just was like, fuck this shit. And so every day, because I didn't have enough money to move out, I just go to college, but then I would just work on videos in my car. And I was just like, okay, in 6 months, my mom's going to find out that I have straight zeros, kick me out of the house. I got to get it where people are watching my videos enough where I can like live off of it over the next 6 months. But anyways, so around that point, I had a month where I made 20 grand. And then I was like, Mom, I have straight zeros. I'll move out tomorrow. And then I just moved out.
So you're a Mr. Beast. Is there a Mrs. Beast? Do they have a Mrs. Beast?
I mean, I have a girlfriend, but I didn't know.
I
just call her Tia.
Okay. So you just call her by her natural name or whatever, God-given name. Do you remember your first girlfriend ever or no?
Yeah, but I love my current girlfriend.
Okay. Oh yeah. That's what I was just, I was just thinking like, were you good at having like, was there ever a girl that you even had a crush on in your neighborhood or anything when you were a kid? You don't have to say her name.
No, it's, bro, when I was growing up, I was I still am, but I was incredibly awkward. I had a lot of pimples when I was a teenager.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Like I have scars on my forehead from it. I was an acneed up freak that just obsessed over YouTube. I didn't know how to talk to a woman. Like if they were like, hi, I'd probably just be like, what are you? So it was fuck no. You'll like wake up one day and you'll just have like all this stuff. Like if you squeeze blackheads, they'll just be sitting on top of your nose. It's like a miracle.
Like when people put that worm rod in the ground, you ever seen that when they electrocute the ground to get the worms out of it?
Basically like that. Yeah.
Some dude on Call of Duty is like, hey, get some Accutane.
Yeah, he would just do it like a story time and talk about how he fixed his acne. And I was just like, oh, it changed my life.
Dude, we had to get this blotter. They had something, there was this, finally I got a prescription because mine was bad too, dude. Like, and I was afraid to smile because sometimes you would have that hard patch and it would just be like, it would be like a gang of acne, like MS Thirtacne or whatever.
Bro,
it was like
I know
in
it too
your
well,
face.
man. That was my fucking forehead for years.
Yeah, and you would smile and it would fucking just squirt on somebody. It was almost like you were afraid to make certain faces because a couple of them would go off,
Yeah.
It was like, like.
I don't know if mine was that intense.
And if you get them like in here in the corners of my nose,
those
it's
would
so
hurt.
scary.
Yeah.
And I already have a big nose, so if I get a pimple on it, I'd have to stay home until it went away or whatever.
Yeah.
God, dude, yeah, acne was crazy because you didn't do anything, right? You've been at home, you're just growing up or whatever.
Yeah.
And then God's like, oh yeah, you little bastard.
I don't even know if I've ever told this story, but it's the day before we're gonna film. The 10 golden ticket winners are in town, and I go to the chocolate factory to just check out things, and the chocolate river is just not there. Like we literally had like a multiple feet deep spread across this warehouse chocolate river, and it's like there. But then I come back the next day and it's just not there. Like it's literally empty. The entire
what had
river's
happened?
gone.
You think?
We don't know. I mean, I guess there was like a hole in the lining on the bottom of the river we built, and it just all sank through it. I don't know. But see that chocolate river right there.
Oh my God, bro, I did not know this at all.
Yeah, pause it right there.
And who's that the guy that took it?
No, that's Nolan, one of our friends. And then every time someone got eliminated, they got in the boat and we paddled them down the chocolate river out the factory. But so it's like the day before, and I just walk in and there's like a waterfall and everything, but it's just empty. And I'm like, where the fuck did my chocolate river go last night? And so we had to like blitz to refill it and redo the entire thing. It was a fucking shit show. Just search up MrBeast Chocolate Factory. Look at that shit. And candy and everything. Yeah, pause it.
Wow.
Yeah. So those are real candy. I mean, it was fucking difficult to keep the bugs out of there.
Oh yeah, you don't think about that. Bugs like candy.
Yeah, and so we gave the winner the option of keep the factory or just have $500,000. And I was like, this chocolate river is probably going to disappear. It tends to do that. These candies are all going to go bad in the next few days. This is going to be an absolute disaster.
Save the money.
I'd recommend you take the money. I'll give it to you. I mean, I'm not, I will, but it's going to cost you like 6 figures to like clean this shit up. Like, I don't want to just dump that on you,
Was that Bobby Flay in that too?
At the end is Gordon Ramsay. So the last challenge they did is they had to cook a dessert, and then whoever Gordon Ramsay said did the best won the chocolate factory.
Oh, wow. And he looks a little bit like Charlie from the original Chocolate Factory. Pull up a Charlie from the original Chocolate Factory photo there. Let's do a little side by
Compare
side.
Gordon Ramsay to him.
And I'm going to be so accurate here, which blew my own mind, actually.
Yeah, actually, Carl, the guy to the right of Gordon, kind of looks like.
Let's go. Hold on. No,
Yeah.
no. The picture I want is up one. Wait, no. Down, scroll. Yeah. No, right there to the left. Left on that side, right there.
Yeah, Carl kind of looks like that.
So pretty close, huh?
Yeah.
Your imagination. Pretty close right there.
Holy shit.
That could be him.
What is that shirtless photo of Gordon? Wait. No, go to that shirtless one. What am I looking at there?
Whoa.
When did he start posing like that?
I don't know,
My
dude.
boy.
That's one vote for Bobby Kennedy right there, dude. That's crazy, bro. Bobby Flay. Bobby Flay's daughter is beautiful, actually. And I don't care if she hears it. She's super talented. That's exactly what I mean. She's also a stunning young lady.
You know, if you're driving down the road and you just see a cow, you're probably not even going to look at it, right? But if you're driving down the road and there's a purple cow, you're going to look like 4 times. You're going to remember that. Like you know, someone could ask you a year later and you'll be like, yeah, I saw a purple cow. The only difference is it's purple. And it's kind of the same way on social media, right? Like if you're scrolling through videos and it's something you've seen before, nothing too crazy. It's just, it's almost like you should visualize as like, that's the equivalent of someone seeing a cow. But if it's something they've never seen before, like you putting a bunker underground and 2 people living in it, that is the equivalent of a purple cow on social media.
Like, how do I make something that Prince would drink milk out of, you know?
Wait, what did you just say?
Like, how do you make something that Prince would drink milk out of? Prince musician, what's his last name?
Prince. Okay.
You know I'm talking about? Prince from Minnesota?
No.
Oh, Prince.
I've heard the word.
Little Red Corvette.
Yeah.
You know that song? He's a musician, but
Okay,
purple.
okay.
He was like a purple guy.
Gotcha.
So, like, how do you make this, right? There's
Gotcha.
2,000 Princes, right? But he's the
one on one. Yeah.
He's Prince.
Gotcha.
Right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you...
I gotcha.
Yeah. I'm saying the same thing you're saying, I think,
yeah.
you know. There's been recently, like in the news and stuff, I'm not as abrept on it, but there was like it seemed like they were trying to like poke holes in you guys' company and stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of it, like there were, I don't know if there was like different allegations and stuff against, I don't know if it was against you or your company, but none of it, from what I've seen, there was never any like validity to it.
Yeah.
Right? Do you believe that there was actually something going on at your company that was bad? Or do you believe that other people, like at a certain point, if your company's doing so well, that other companies or outside dark interests get upset and try to lead like reporters or create like a negative buzz?
The thing is, again, I have hundreds of employees that I employ full time, but I've also hired hundreds of people in the past. And sometimes like, sometimes we have hundreds of contractors just working on singular videos because the sets are so big. So we work with lots of people. It's impossible for there never to be anything negative. You know, that's why you have HR and things like that. So, no, I mean, it'd be crazy to say there's never been any issues where no one that's ever worked for me has ever been unhappy or one employee's never said anything, dumb to some other employee that made them want to complain or things like that. So, but I think the thing is, it's just obviously completely blown out of proportion. Like that's not a thing that's just particular to us. Any company with hundreds of employees, obviously there's going to occasionally be something someone says is something that's inappropriate or something that's not ideal. But that's where, when we're made aware of it, we obviously have HR look into it. Or if it's something serious, we'll bring in an outside third party, have them look into it and just tell us what to do. You know what I mean?
And it's weird for you because if something happens at Nike, then it's like there's an issue. There's something happened at Nike. Yeah. But if something happens at a production company and you are basically exactly the business, then a lot of it probably just feels.
Yeah, and like I have people I employ that I've never met in my life. I probably never will. I mean, because we just have so many people, and some of them don't work in my hometown and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, the answer is like, it's absurd to think that, hundreds of people or sometimes over 1,000 when we scale up contractors working together all these hours, that there'll never be any issues. And all I can really do is make sure I'm not creating an environment where we're influencing that, which we're doing our best. And and then when those kinds of things happen, just bring in someone to look into it and just be like, yo, tell me what to do because I'm a fucking YouTuber. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
What else did I want to ask you about? Oh, I wanted to ask you about.
Oh, he's got the flashcards.
Sorry, dude.
It's cool.
I went as long as I could. That was a long for me.
So for Feastables, obviously chocolate is made of cocoa. There's a lot of unethical stuff that goes on cocoa farms. I don't know if you're aware of that. A lot of child labor.
Look, I've used, it depends on what kind of farms we're talking about, but
Yeah. Well, and
there's some definitely,
in West Africa, majority of the world's cocoa comes from Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana. It's like, I believe like 70% of the world's cocoa. And like
Punta Baravana?
Cote d'Ivoire.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Cote d'Ivoire, yeah.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, and then Ghana, they're on the left.
Oh, and Ghana. Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana.
Yeah.
Big chocolate's going down, boy. I
We'll
like
see.
that.
I mean, it's just...
I hate Three Musketeers. I'll say it out loud. And when people eat them, and I'll say this, when people eat them, I judge them.
No comment. I don't want to get sued.
Yeah. I'm just saying I don't like them.
Yeah, he does not like Three Musketeers.
And I can say that, can I?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
I could say I don't like Three Musketeers either. Not because of anything, just I don't like the way it
I don't
tastes.
know any of their behaviors. I don't know what they're doing before they mail it to me or whatever. I don't like it. I never have liked it. And I don't even believe in it.
Yeah.
Which is also a way that I feel about it. Like when I open it up, I don't even believe in it. And paydays.
Bro, I relate. I had a payday recently. I thought the same thing. I was like, this like fucking shit in the middle. It's just not, there's no flavor. I want more fucking salt.
It fell off for me and I don't know when. My mom used to get them sometimes. It would be like a special thing that she would get, but she would let us watch her eat them. I'm going to tell you this. If you were to lower the age for president that you might run, do you still think that ever?
I might when I'm older, but not. No, if they lowered it, that was mostly a joke just because I knew people would freak the fuck out and talk about it. And it worked.
Me. Yep. But there could be potentially a President Beast. You never know.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. You never know, especially after you learn a lot. A lot of people say Antarctica that they're hiding secret stuff up there, that there's that kind of energy.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Antarctica. You should go to Antarctica at some time in your life. And then there's this mountain that no one had any records of someone climbing. So we climbed this pretty tall mountain. And so I got to name it, which I named it Shopify because they sponsored the video and helped make the whole thing happen. But
do you think you'll get to do a video with Kim Jong-un ever?
I mean,
like a game show to help some of his citizens?
I feel like they would think it's Western propaganda. I don't think they would let me. 10 times. Built a fucking city. Name one show who has just gone, okay, this field, build enough housing for 500 people, build a sports facility, build 2 massive 5-story towers, build a helipad, build this, build that, and make it look good, and a wall.
Yeah. Closest thing I can think is that Angola prison rodeo. Have you ever heard of that? It's down in
no,
outside of Baton Rouge. I mean, it's not like what you're talking about, but it's like they put on a pretty good event once a year down there, and the prisoners do the rodeoing.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the Angola prison rodeo.
Angola prison.
Pretty awesome if you're into that kind of stuff. But yeah, you would definitely be able to do this way better. But just let you know, there's a little bit of competition out there.
Wait, so those are prisoners?
Yep, they put them all in this circle, right? And if you leave the circle, they send the bulls through. And if you leave the circle, you lose, right?
And what do the prisoners get out of it?
I think they get like time with a basketball or something. I don't know what the prize is. I'll have to look and see what the prizes are.
This is crazy. What?
We stayed in there. And this is...
He really wants that prize.
Right. But yeah, just to let you know, so there is a little competition out there. Have you ever seen, the last question halfway, you ever seen that show Hands on a Hard Body? You ever see that movie?
No. Wow. Hands on a Hard Body.
There was a car, somebody went to a mall.
Oh, that one.
The documentary, yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of the last take hand off car keeps it type.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a clip of that on TikTok.
And they all have their hand on a hard body. The original one is great. Oh, there's a musical now? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, nothing getting me to take my hand off, but it's gone.
We did last take hand off Lamborghini keeps it.
You did?
Yeah, with 50 people.
Well, this is how somebody walked up and was like, hey, you want this chocolate bar? And the guy like, I would love it. And he took it with both hands.
Damn.
Who takes a chocolate bar off somebody with both hands?
And he made a mistake?
And he lost. Yeah. They say that the world will be changed by individuals and humans. And sometimes you start to think that that's not going to happen, that people are going to expect a government to do it. But then I think you meet somebody like you and you're like, wow, anything is maybe possible, man. I think that's kind of like a feeling that I really got spending time with you today, man. Yeah, thanks for sharing your new show with me. And is it tough for you to so if you spend so much time working and is relationship something that's hard for you to navigate? I know you said you have a relationship.
Yeah.
Is that a tough thing for you to drop in and also be like a regular person? Like, because I'll notice I'll invite a girl over and then I'll sit there and do work.
Yeah. Well, that's relationships just even outside of dating have always been a problem for me because like I think this might have been a traumatic experience because I still picture it to this day and I occasionally have dreams of it. But I remember when I was like 15 or 16, like because I was so obsessed with YouTube. I remember like at lunch one time, like one person literally just looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Do you know how to talk about anything besides fucking YouTube?" Wow. And I was like, whoa. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna not talk about YouTube. And then so I just didn't talk. Like, and like at one point, someone unironically asked me if I was mute. Like, because I was just like, in my head, I was like, well, people think I talk about YouTube too much. I don't know anything else besides YouTube. And so I just didn't know what to do. And it was like very like traumatic for me. It is what it is. I don't need to change who I am. I just need to change the people I'm around. And that was like a big turning point for me.
Wow. Jimmy, thanks so much, man. Thanks for spending time, dude. I'm definitely a fan. I'd love to chat again sometime about business or something. And, it's funny, you meet people, sometimes you think they're your heroes or they're great. And sometimes once you learn about them, it's kind of like whatever, they were better to see from afar.
I'm sorry that I was better from afar to let you down.
No.
Maybe next time.
Thanks so much for all the content and entertainment. I'm excited to see what you do in the future, man. I think you inspire a lot of people.
Stop being so nice. I hate getting compliments.
No, but I think it's just like anything is possible. I agree. I hate fucking getting them.
That's
why I'm giving them to you.
I'm going to start complimenting you. This podcast was amazing. You had great questions. It was very free flowing. I thought, sometimes you just go on a podcast and it's an absolute shit show, but this one wasn't. And I think you're very exceptional at what you do. And
hey, watch
your
your
vernacular
mouth, right?
is very good. And I just really loved your shoes and how you did things. And I thought your squad was pretty good. They're very welcoming. You made sure I had 2 cans of Celsius. That was awesome. And just all around a good environment and everything.
Thanks, man. Well, we'll see about that. MrBeast.
Am I the only one? All right, to close it on this, am I the only one that feels uncomfortable when people talk about you like that?
Oh, I can't. It makes me really uncomfortable. I can't wait for them to get done saying something nice. Yeah, sometimes you navigate it a little bit better as time goes on,
Is this brand also paying?
Nope, I just like their water.
Wait, so Celsius had to pay, but these guys got it for free.
Yeah, but we'd like to get a water. My goal one day is to make a water.
Let's see if that makes it in.
This is my goal, to make a water, right? I want to have a wellness facility for people who are recovering from addiction, right?
Okay.
And it's on land that has an aquifer so they can access water. Yeah. And then the people that are getting well are helping to create like
so you employ the people with addiction so you get them out. Yeah.
Yep. And then the water gets sold and the money goes to the facility. Yeah. So it's like, because so many people have been ruined by addiction that our government supported, right? Or didn't really combat, like with the opioid epidemic. So I'm like, well, how do you beat them? And you get something everybody needs that's clean for people, which is water. And then every time they buy it, they're helping somebody get clean,
Or what if you give them drugs and they go sell drugs and then they just put their addiction to good use?
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd do better. Because they probably know the drug landscape and other addicts really well. So.
Oh, that's a good point. You're kind of putting them in a whole new territory.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like just lean into what they're good at. They're a drug addict. Just let them sell drugs.
You know what? We'll try both.
Okay.
And we'll get some.
All right. He's been trying to end this for like 5 minutes. All right. Bye.
Thanks.